Alright, what's up everyone? So today we're just doing a quick video and just updating you on what we got going on. So we're trying to get patches to stop overheating, and we've literally gone through almost every scenario. Alright, so what's weird about this is that the engine actually itself does not seem like it's overheating. We've used our temp gun on the motor, and all spots show that it's not overheating. So alright, so yeah, like I said, we replaced our temp sensor. We have replaced our thermostat, which that's one of the things that we may end up doing if this next thing doesn't work. We forgot that we cleaned out the whole radiator and all that, and it just has water in it. Another thing we did was that exhaust. We actually had a missing exhaust bolt on the backside and then a loose one here, and that's where that sensor's at. So we're maybe getting hot exhaust that might have been heating up the sensor. It's a possibility. But yeah, we're trying to the darn fix to keep this thing overheating. And the good news is, actually, then we got picked up some AMS oil. First time we'll be running this in the Ram, but the fact that we only do 1 or 2 oil changes, we want to start running actually really good oil in it since we actually give her the business. But we got our new welder in, so we actually had a Lincoln set up. It's been over a month now. We were waiting on the Lincoln that had some extra features on it, being TIG and all that, but we already have a welder that could do TIG, and that's actually the Lincoln there that we have that is stick and TIG. This one here is now our MIG welder. It's a 120 240 setup. It's got the auto set feature on there. You can see does stainless steel, aluminum, all that stuff. We get a spool gun, but we have been waiting. This was one of the so I could finish up some of the welding on this frame here, because I personally, because I'm not a really good welder, was having bad luck with the stick. The steel is getting so thin on some of the spots because of the frame the way it is. We were just blowing holes. So, hey, just a couple things we got to patch up, old patches, and yeah. So that's about as far as that's the business on the welder and all that, and hopefully we get this thing all dialed in for our trip, which is coming here real shortly, and we're running out of time. So we're gonna try to get this heating issue fixed, and hopefully, guys, hopefully we get her dialed in. So we'll see what happens. So we're gonna get the water out, and we're gonna get our coolant in, and then we're gonna see what happens. All right, I don't know, guys. I don't know, but she's not doing the 260 thing anymore, and what's she at right now? She's that's where she should be at. That's happy zone. She actually dropped back down. Seems like she's taking coolant now. So see, yeah, you guys see in there. I don't know. But the other thing is that we're not pressurizing yet on this top hose. Well, actually, are we? I don't know, is that? No. So until we get pressure on that top hose, we have not fixed it. I don't care what that temp gauge is saying or doing. Until we get pressure on the top hose, we're not there yet. So, let it. That's the thing with these 4 cylinders; they take a while to warm up. So let us sit here and run up. We don't have we have plates for it, but they're not on the vehicle. We don't have insurance, or I just rip it down the road. If it was a little bit later in the day, maybe I just do it, but we're just gonna let it idle here. See what happens. Oh, we turned the heat on. That's probably why our temp dropped a little bit. Yeah, didn't think about that. All right, heat off, or low, I should say. You guys seeing that? Every time I switch it on, it's got to be a bad ground. Look at every time I switch the heat from low to high, it jumps up in heat. That is an electrical issue. Now let's leave the heat off and see if it keeps climbing, or see if that was a coincidence. Alright, so now we're gonna hit the heat again. See, it's actually coming back down. Okay, this could definitely be, but I still need pressure on that top hose, or we're still not solving issues. Alright, this has been driving me nuts, guys. Like, we need a vehicle for our Aspen trip, and it's getting so close. Alright. Alright, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it, but it was just, what a coincidence. I mean, we're cooling. It's obviously got to be, that thermostat's working. Ain't she? She's healthy, guys. Like, honestly, I'd probably risk it for the biscuit if she stays at this. I'm not gonna not take it. If she's not needle in the red, then she's good to rip, guys. Still gonna probably like look at her some more and try to get this really hammered out. And I might just even throw the other radiator on there, or get a new radiator and toss it on this thing, because something's fishy. She's always been a little weird on the thermostat. Like, she'd always like climb to like 210ish, 220 it seemed like, and then she dropped down. Well, I shouldn't say 210. She'd go past 210. She's 220 for sure. 210 is kind of standard. But I don't know, guys. It's really been bugging me. I've really done a lot of trying to mess with this thing, figure out what's going on. So the temp gauge is high again. Nothing crazy though. So I guess or it could still be an electrical issue. I don't know. And I wish I was better with the voltmeter too. I'd have to look it up, and I just don't have time today. As far as, if you could test like the resistance or whatever that's coming from your temp sensor that goes to your gauge, and figure out, like, I think you'd have to, like, as far as do like readings as far as what kind of resistance it's gonna have at like 200 and so on, so we could actually use like our good Jeep and get metering, the correct metering for it, and then we can go to this one and hook up to that sensor and figure out, you know, what the dealio is. So yeah, good times. You know what we could do, which would be crazy, right? We could pull this up to our other Jeep, get a wire, because it's only a one wire hookup, run this sensor into the wire going into my other Jeep, and it should read off that gauge, and then we get our results on that gauge for this Jeep. Now granted, there's a lot of other wiring going on, so would that work? I don't know. I might try it out though. Not today, but tomorrow or the next day. But right now, our temps, and it could have just been because we had water in there. That could be a win. I mean, she's holding. If I could just get her on that top hose, I'd be happy. I'd be really happy. We're dry on the coolant again. That could be another reason why. Oops, sorry about the hand. Alright, I'm out of coolant. We gotta switch to water, which at least we got some coolant in the system now. So let's get some water in this thing and see what happens. Alright, she's still holding temp. She's still looking good. And you know, when we take this down to Aspen, we don't plan on, like, because we're going to be the only vehicle. Our buddy was supposed to come with another Jeep, but now he can't make it. It's cool, whatever. I won't hold it against him for the rest of his life or anything like that. But yeah, you know, worst thing is, you know, we get a little hot out there, and we have to quench our thirst on the side of the trail while it cools down. We don't plan on doing anything crazy with this thing. We plan on just cruising around, going to maybe Devil's Backbone and all that, and just chilling out. So it should do the job for us no matter what. As long as it's doing this right here, I do need to take it on drive, but technically it should run cooler as we drive. This should be like the ultimate test. It's sitting on spot. It's the only thing that's cooling it is that fan. So the only other thing that could work against us if it's like 95 degrees out when we go down there. So hoping that doesn't happen, but this weather, you never know. So it's actually gonna be really nice this weekend coming up, and then who knows what comes after that. So let's see what our temp is. So got our Blackstone, guys. That thing is freaking awesome to cook on. I can't wait to take that down there. Temp is on the rise a little bit. Still respectable. She comes back down, I'll be happy. Come back down, girl. So here's the deal. Either I have missed every opportunity of when this hose, this top hose is getting pressure, or it's not getting any pressure. But it's got to be getting steam through there or something, because the hose is, oh, I feel like I could feel like some stuff slushing around in there. And this is warm here, which should be like maybe moisture or steam. Something's making it through here. My other issue is that radiator did not fill up. Like when it was empty, right? It should have been pretty empty. And well, the way that neck's set up, maybe because I'm not popping the drain on the bottom of the radiator and I'm just pulling the hose off, maybe it's leaving some in there, but I don't know. I guess there could be a good portion still left in there, because every time I drain it, I haven't gotten pure water yet. So there was coolant or that cleaner in there and all that. That's why we were flushing it anyways. So, and I shut my heater off, by the way, too. So I expect it to be cool enough to where I could just run the heater, and the doors are going to be off. So unless, like I said, it's crazy high temps, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. All right, where are we at? Still sitting there. Honestly, let's hit that temp gun real quick, and we're going to call this a video, guys, because we got other stuff we got to get done. We got to get some welding done. Where'd that temp gun? Oh, it's right on me. So with our temp gun, let's do the side of our head right here. Boom. Crisp, clean. 151, 154, 5, 9. You get the deal. That's where that's at. Let's check our thermostat up here. I've hit this thing twice on that fan. 156, 7. You get the deal. And then over here, same thing. I don't know, guys. I've already done this like 1,000 times, so I know where I might get, like, it's not gonna make much of a difference. So we're gonna do back here one more. Same thing. Same freaking thing. And yeah, I can feel the water sloshing that hose, but you shouldn't be able to pinch it shut like that. It still tells me, I bet you our radiator's failing. And I bet you it's just leaking enough pass to keep this thing cool, because these 4 cylinders on these things honestly don't take a lot to stay cool. Just between a nice cool day and that fan ripping, and if we're doing cycling any coolant, it's probably enough. So only other thing I could do is maybe I'll remove the thermostat and we'll just run no thermostat, because the door's going to be off because they don't stay on anyways. So maybe that'll keep everything flowing way better. Maybe that'll help out. Or we're just gonna say screw it, and old Patches deserves a new radiator anyway. Honestly, 70 bucks. So they're not even that bad in price, and we plan it'd be a good investment. You know, it beats having to do motor work, head work, and all that stuff. Honestly, if this thing actually was getting up to 260, I still don't understand what the outcome, what's right and what's wrong. So I am going to try my thing with the temp gauge, like I said, with the swapping with the other Jeep, and then we'll probably try a couple other things. We're not done with this thing, but this is what I've been dealing with it, guys. we've gotten this thing so close to being ready, and it is literally fighting me, which stinks because it's holding me up on everything else as far as getting this trip ready. But I mean, we're just in, day out, man, just putting in that work. So I appreciate you guys. As you can see, with the, we're doing what we can to improve our video content and what we do. The welder was a huge upgrade for us personally, and I can't wait to actually use it and start hopefully being able to do more now that we could weld in shop like that, and we have all the tools that we need as far as doing cooler stuff for you guys. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out that merch link that's in our description. We got some nice shirts and all that in there, and I'm gonna try to update this weekend and put our hats in and get the old certified Ripper camos. And then we got some standard curved bill trucker hats in black. So all right guys, so our brother-in-law gave us one more tip. So he told us to see if the radiator's clogged or not. Take off our top neck here, and he said pinch this off, but we're just gonna route this. Should be, as long as we route it to about the same height as this, we should be able to fill up the radiator, and we'll be able to see if it's flowing through or not, or if we actually got a clog. So that will hopefully, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got our hose right here, and let her eat. So it's definitely taking it. I would say that's a yes, because that was a decent amount of fluid. Yeah. Alright, well, I guess that sums that up, that the radiator is fine. Which, I just really want an answer. We should raise this high enough and see if we could actually get it to come to the top or not. We're going to keep on filling. Alright, so there you go. That's how you test. So you just lift this up high enough, and yeah, so there's our level in there. You can see it. Boom. And it just started draining out that side, so not the issue. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you later.